Welcome to our channel. This is an educating YouTube space, so please ensure you go through every video carefully and do well to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Let's get right in.
If you've ever said, yeah, I know stuff, but I don't know how to turn it into income, yeah, this video is for you, and this channel is also for you. I'm Good Luck Egufobi. I'm a digital profit strategist and a knowledge monetization coach. What I do over here is I help everyday experts tell me what into income through content, strategies, and digital systems. So I hope you benefit from what I do. Right, let's get straight into the video. But wait, before we get started, if you want to monetize your knowledge, want to get everything that will walk you through the process until money starts coming into your account, then you should get my knowledge monetization manual. It is going to help you with the step-by-step process. It's going to analyze everything, what it means to monetize your knowledge, what it takes, and then the step-by-step process to get it monetized. Go down to the description and get it now. It's free. All right. So guys, we had an interview with Marvellous Ben, who was so generous enough to share every bit of her journey with us. So here in this video, we are going to learn every step she took, everything that happened in her journey to monetizing her knowledge. We look forward to more sessions like this from other creatives and knowledgepreneurs all over the space. Watch out, listen, learn, and apply to your own journey. See you inside the video. All right, so good evening, ma. Welcome to our Monetize Your Knowledge with Good Luck Agrophobic channel. We are happy to have you today. Can you hear me, ma?
Good evening. Yes, I can.
Okay. So please, I will just ask you to just do a brief introduction of yourself. I'll have to do the introduction myself too, but then you have the main introduction yourself. So I would like you to just do a brief introduction before we introduce the class. Please, you can go, ma.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Marvellous Ben, and I'm a writer. I'm a digital writer. I am into content creation services. I also offer services on online business setup. I teach people and coach people how to bring their businesses online, and I coach people on how to grow their brand on social media. I also talk about personal development. I love to speak to young people, or like a young person advocate. So I love to speak to young people. I love to inspire and impact the lives of young people like me and let them know that they can do more with their lives than they are doing. So that's basically me in a sentence.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So the reason why we are here is it's just an interview to ask you, like, because I perceive you to be from what I see online too. More it's not like I've really had a personal talk with you on this matter, but it's perception. So I don't know if it's right. So you'll be the one to clearly state it today. So the reason is just to make you talk to us about how your journey on trying to make money from what you already know. So that's why I just call it to monetize your knowledge. The questions we ask, they will throw more light on the area you should talk about, especially. So that's the reason we are here. So I hope you are good with that, man. And you are welcome once again.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, I'm good with it. I'm okay with that.
All right. So I'll just start with the first question that I have here. Okay, so I'm asking, you have said it before, but for the sake of those that would be listening or that will have the recording, they like to ask, so what do you do now to make money online? I know it's from your knowledge, like yet, but what exactly do you do now?
All right. So currently on the digital space, as a digital entrepreneur, I'm currently into online business setup that's helping business owners who run their businesses offline or business owners people who want to start up businesses. So I run a system where I help people bring their businesses online and structure it, get settled, get in and start earning and selling online. And I also offer content creation services. I offer content creation services on helping people plan their content on social media, their monthly, weekly, daily content. So everything content creation based on the written aspect. I help business owners and entrepreneurs get that done for their brand. Then something else that I do is coaching. I coach people. I host coaching programs from time to time where I get to coach mainly writers on how they too can come online, start writing. And I also do consultancy, helping people who want to get a piece of advice here and there, know what's working and what's not working for their businesses. So I give consultancy services. Then I sell digital products. Yeah, I create my own digital products and I sell them to people who are in need of them, sell it as solutions to people's problems. finally I do virtual guest speaking and influencer marketing. These are like that's like a whole bunch of things, a whole lot of things that I do at the same time. Yeah.
That was great. That was great. Though the network was doing, I don't know what I should call it. It was just giving your voice, increasing it. I got what you said. I don't know if Vivian heard that, but I think I heard everything you said clearly. So that's great. There are a lot of people out there that, like, even when I would say 3 years ago or thereabouts, I know a lot of things, and coming online, I heard that yeah, they can really earn online, stuff like that. But I was confused. Where do I start from? What should I do? Is it affiliate marketing? Because then affiliate marketing was on the high side. Everybody was jumping into it. Then recently, survey came out and all those trends. Then there was a time freelancing was coming out. So there are a lot of people that are coming out today. They want to start earning online, but they don't know. And then I figured out the easiest way to do it is just to try and do what I can do naturally. So if you want to learn this, you should be my follower. That's something like trying to create content to attract your followers. So this is what I do naturally. So if you want to learn this from me, you can join this space, something like that. So I would ask, before you started this your journey, how was it like for you? Like, what really motivated you to start? I think let's start it from here. I'll get to the point where I was making that illustration, but then how was life like for you before you started? So let's start with this one first.
All right. Thank you so much for that question because I think it's always important to know where people are coming from. Because when I come out and I'm like, I'm into digital entrepreneurship, I do this, I do that, I earn this, I earn that, and people are admiring you from the top, they actually do not see the background story and the back end, everything that happened. So, life before I came online, I'm mainly known as a digital writer. Currently, I'm mainly known as a digital writer. I started out writing online. So when people hear me, like when people hear my name, when my name is being mentioned in the room, I'm being labeled as a digital writer. So I was writing before I came online. That is, I grew up writing. I always loved to write. I was a young lady. I started writing when I was little, when I was a kid. I loved to write novels and fictions. I had role models like Adichie, Achebe, and all of that. So I loved to write, but I really didn't know there was something existing. There was something digital about writing that one could build a writing career aside the normal fiction and noveling. I didn't know that one could build a writing career online as a digital entrepreneur, get to write for brands and companies. I had no idea. So before I discovered that, I've been writing all throughout primary and secondary school. I had books I had written. I even wanted to. There was a time I wanted to publish a particular novel titled Family Secrets. So that was like then. That was like years ago. That was before I entered secondary school. So coming into secondary school, that was like in the second year. There was this incessant strike, this popular strike that happened back then 2022. That was in 2022. We went on a strike. That's all university closed down for a long period of time, for about 9 months, and we went on a strike. So during that period, that was like the period before I came fully online. So during that period, while I was in school before I went on a strike, I met a friend, and her name is Miss Favor Ubani, a very good friend of mine, and she was already exposed. I think she started writing about COVID-19 during COVID-19 era. That was when she discovered the online space and started writing and doing something there. So meeting her was like a change and like a twist in my journey as a writer because she introduced me to the online space and helped me understand that people doing the same thing I was doing online, and I could bring my stuff online. I could start writing online. I could take my social media platform seriously, like Facebook, and start putting myself out there. So as at that time, that's that 2022 where there was a strike, before we went on the strike, because we went on strike around January, February. So before we went on the strike, she already told me all of that. And then I came online, I put my page, and then I was there. I think I was online and I optimized my profile and I started posting. I just started posting fictions. I was writing novels and posting stories and just going with the flow. I wasn't taking it, not like I wasn't taking it seriously, but I didn't know so much to take it seriously. I was just posting and showing up. At least let me start building something. Let me become one popular writer that used to write novel online. I really didn't have so much knowledge on the monetization aspect. So we went on strike, and after spending some time at home, I went to work for plastic venture. I worked as a sales girl. Yes, I worked as a sales girl at this plastic venture somewhere in the place where I'm based, because we all had to go back home. So when I went to my work as a sales girl for like a couple of months, I remember that I think the first salary I ever earned was 15,000 naira. Yes, that should be the first salary I ever earned as working for a pay, not my mommy gave me or my daddy gave me, working myself with my sweat. My first salary was 15,000 naira. So I think I worked for about 5 months because that strike was 9 months. I think I worked for about 5, 6, 7 months at most, and then after I had worked there, I just realized that life was indeed tough because you'd see your parents going to work and you'll see people going to work and you're dreaming to, oh, you want to get a white collar job and all of that. So that was like an experience into life, and saying that working there was really tough because it's more like 8 to 8, right? It wasn't a 9 to 5. It was an 8 to 8, 8 in the morning, 8 in the night, and I was working as a sales girl, a plastic venture, and the whole stuff. You obviously are working for somebody, so there are a lot of responsibilities, a lot of things. You're not having time for yourself. It was just so stressful, and I was still a teenager at that time, actually. So it was just stressful. And after I had worked, and I was like, God, this is how stressful it is to make money. This is how stressful it is to make 15,000 naira a month. 8 to 8 every day. Yeah, that it actually taught me something, right? So after I had undergone that experience, I then one day I was speaking to that friend that introduced me to social media and writing online, and I was speaking to her and I was telling her that, oh girl, like working is not so easy, like I must do this online thing, like this online thing is for me, this working from home thing, this digital thing, this one is for me. I'll have to come and sit down and learn it very well, that this is actually what I want to do. Let me better become more serious. So I resigned from my workplace. That was like after, I think, 5 to 6 months. I resigned from my workplace, and then I started taking social media seriously. That was when I started taking them seriously. I started posting, I started attending trainings, taking classes, and I was growing. And yeah, and then after a period of time, the strike was called off. We came back to school, and then I built my brand throughout my school years. I actually built my brand. Like the brand that I have now was built throughout my school years, and that was like 2 years. Yeah, 2022, 2023, 2022, 2023. So that's like basically how life was. So I was just a regular, normal student living life until Nigerian happened, right? ASU strike happened, and then I had to go work as a sales girl, a sales attendant for a particular venture. And I had seen that working to make money was not easy, especially doing a, should I say, manual job, especially doing like a handwork, right, and working for other people. It was not easy. Then I made a decision that I was actually going to take this online stuff seriously, and then I put in my best, and here we are. We have results. That's how we got here. That's how we have results. So that's like a part of the story, a part of the story of life before coming online. I guess that explained and that answered the question.
I actually was laughing when you were telling the story because it did let us know that you are not an angel that fell from heaven with some special, like different qualities from other humans. All right, so I laughed though, but that was a great one. So if I should summarize, I would say you had this desire after some experiences, of course, the normal experiences of life. You got the desire, like there should be a way out of this. I can't keep doing this stuff like this. There should be a way. You got into the desire and you started up. So if I should summarize, that was the whole decision to build this brand that you have today, and that was a good one. So I believe those that we hear it, they should learn, all right, because it's the experiences that people pass through daily. So coming online to say I want to make money, it's not so you have to be fed up with the stage you are. Of course, they would say to get to a new level, you have to just get fed up with this current stage you are. That's what will push you to the next level. So I believe that's what happened in your case, and that's what happens to almost everyone too. So that would bring us to the next question. There's something that I'm going to skip in the question. Like I would say, which knowledge did you monetize? But then I've gotten it. You said it's writing, your writing skills. That was what you started with, and then with that you have to scale up to content creation. Then you got to business, like building brands, because there was a time you spoke more about building your own personal brand. So I would say you're a personal brand advocate. I don't know if that's wrong, but then before you got to this online business registry, full stack business registration online. So I think from what you just said, that's what brings us to the question. Starting as a writer online, that means you have, for you to be able to function well, you should get a client. I don't know if you can hear me. You should get a client. So this will bring us to this question: how did you get your first client, or how did you make your first sale? Because of course I know you wrote some ebooks. There's one you told me about. This one I got. It was free then when I knew about you. That was unlocking the treasure within. I think it's for writers basically. And then this other one, seducing the algorithm. Yeah, I haven't got to read that, but I think I'll have to read it. this month. Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get back to you on that. So how did you get your first writing clients or your first sale? How did you go about that? And then please, I would just like you to say which tools did you use to which tools helped you in this journey, so that we can just cast two birds with one stone.
All right. Okay. My first gig, that was obviously writing. That's like writing. Writing was like one of the first things that paid me, and it was freelancing, ghost writing. So I got my first pay when I was working for a freelancing agency. I got to work with a freelancing agency that Vena Spend Solution, and there was like we're into ghost writing. We wrote books for people. We wrote books for people. So I got to work with the brand, and I got to write a book with the brand. I think, yeah, I got to write a book for them. And I think the first thing I ever did that paid me was writing a particular article. I think it was writing a particular article, and I think I can remember being paid 3,000 naira for an article. At least that was something then, because we were charging, is it 1 naira per word? I be 1.5 naira per word thereabout. So I wrote an article. It should be an article I had written, and then I was paid 3,000 naira. And then the next job I was getting, that was still working for that same agency because we were freelancers. And the next job I was getting, I was writing a part of a book, like not the entire book, just a part of the book. I think like one or two chapters of a particular book in a health niche. And then I think the price at that time was it 12 or 18,000 naira? Yeah, so just like that, like that, like that. So I think the first thing that I ever did was writing an article that paid me 3,000 naira. And the writing tools that I use, okay, for tools that I use online, basically, I have writing tools, research tools, and these are like the normal tools that we see on everyday, the normal tools we see on everyday platforms. So I use the platform that I am on, it's Facebook. I'm mainly on Facebook, even though I want to diversify to other platforms like Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and X. But my major platform as at that time and even now is Facebook. And then I use writing tools. I use writing apps like Pure Writer. I use Pure Writer to write my content and then put it out there. Then I use AI. Yes, everybody uses ChatGPT now. So I use AI to do research, and I actually work with AI as a personal assistant. It literally helps me on my everyday to day work, like a personal assistant, helping me structure, organize. So when it comes to structuring, organizing, asking questions, research, AI is my go-to. Then I have like content creation tools like title generator. We use it to generate titles of content, and those titles give you an idea of what kind of content to actually write. Then there are research tools like Ask Socrates, AnswerThePublic.com, Quora. These are tools that we use that time, right? And we still use actually, depending on what exactly you're doing. Then there are video editing tools that I use, like CapCut in short. I use CapCut a lot. I use in short when it has to do with video editing. Design, I use Canva. Yes, I remember playing around Canva sometime last year. I use Canva a lot, especially when I want to make some simple designs and I don't want to give it to my designer. Canva is a simple design tool anyone can use. I remember using Pixel Lab as well. That was those days when I had the time to design from scratch. And what other tool do I use? Okay, there are other tools like, let's say, your dictionary app, Grammarly. Grammarly is an editing tool. When you're done writing, you're looking for an editor, Grammarly. If you love to create PDFs, want to create PDF, any document that, oh, I use Google Docs. I use Google Docs. Most people, but I use Google Docs and it just works so well for me. And then for saving documents online, Google Drive. For creating forms, Google Forms. For, let's say, analysis, data analysis, and all of that, spreadsheets, Google Excel. Spreadsheets for spreadsheet, Google Excel, and what else? Notepad for creating to-do lists. So these are like, there are just so many tools. There are just so many tools. So as it comes to mind, I mentioned. So they're like design tools. When it comes to design tools, when you want to design, there are things like free pics. There, when it comes to video editing, there are apps like Pixels. So they are just broad. But I've been able to mention at least more than at least 10. I think that works.
Okay, ma. Thank you for the answers to that question. Things that you said, yeah, the tools that you mentioned, they are quite similar. For AI, you don't have to go there because everyone is chatting to it. I use AI on a daily basis, yeah, too. So some of the tools you mentioned, they are quite, they are familiar, and they are. I hope those that will listen to this later, they should figure out these things and start using them. So this will bring us to the next question. I believe you are already, or let me say, you have gone ahead already. So I would like to ask, what will you say to someone that thinks they don't have any knowledge to like monetize, or they don't have anything to offer as value? They always tell us, money comes when you exchange value. I would ask, what is your advice to anyone that thinks they have nothing to offer? It's just physically that online they can't do anything, they are not relevant. And also, you can just throw more light. Which advice will you have for these people too? So that should be the next question before we try and round it up.
All right. So there are two categories of people. So there are people who actually have knowledge they can monetize, just that they haven't realized how to bring it online, how to package it, the sense and the strategy they can use. And they haven't realized that there are people out there who need the knowledge that they have and they see as, as mere. They see it as just basic, but there are people who do not know it. So that's one category of people who have knowledge, but they don't know how to go about monetizing, bringing it online, and all of that stuff. Then there's the second category of people who actually do not have anything to offer. There's nothing really important that they know. There's nothing really valuable they have, right? They have just been living lives, maybe went to secondary school, went to university, graduated. They're just living lives. They don't really have something that they would say, oh, this is valuable, pay me for this. There are people like that. So here's my advice to the first category of people. It is possible to monetize any kind of knowledge as long as it's value. Now, value is anything that is needed. So, if your knowledge is not needed in today's world, just like coming to teach someone how to create newspaper, we don't need newspaper anymore. We don't need it. Everybody's online. So, instead of teaching people how to make newspaper or how to create newspaper, you can instead teach them how to run ads on social media. So you see that the world has moved from that point. So value is what is needed. So if you feel you have a knowledge that is actually needed, that people need, you can bring it online, you can package it. Now, packaging your knowledge into a digital product, trying to position yourself, is not something that we can start talking about here. It's something that you need to get a course, you need to get a coach, a mentor, and exactly that's what Coach Goodluck does, teaching people how to monetize their knowledge, teaching people how to create digital products, how to sell what you know, how to package what you know, how to offer what you know, how to make people pay for what you know. So that's like what he does. So you don't even need to go too far to look for someone who's going to help you or show you the way. Just you can meet the coach and the host, Mr. Goodluck. He's going to put you through. Now, the second category of people are people who do not really have anything valuable that they can say, give me money. That's people who do not have anything valuable that they would want to monetize, that they can monetize at the moment. So my advice to this set of people is, first off, learn first. You know yourself that you don't have anything valuable. You haven't really invested in yourself for the years you've lived on earth. So you don't really have anything you would say, oh, I know how to do this thing, let me teach you. You can't, there's nothing you have that you can actually teach another person at the moment, because you've just been living life regularly, right? Don't be living life like a regular human being. Anything you know is really random and common. So my advice to this category of people is to learn first. Learn something. There are so many things you can learn. Go online, find what you want to learn a skill. You want to start business, do business, learn a digital skill. You want to go into tech, you want to go into the digital entrepreneurship industry, whichever one you want to do, just learn something. Now, after you've learned something, start building something. When you've learned, start building something, start working on something, push a brand, start something, work on something, create something, right? Start creating, create, start implementing, start doing something. And then after you've started, after you've created, the next thing is to sell yourself or sell something. So it's either you're selling your services, you're selling your products, or you're selling yourself, right? So you sell yourself to people. I'm an expert. I'm an expert in this, and that. You can hire me for a good service. I'm quite expensive, but it's worth it, right? And then you're selling yourself. You're selling yourself and your knowledge and what you know. Then you can also sell a product. You can try to create a product, create a book, course, training, create something, and then start selling, right? Then you can even decide to go to the route of monetizing social media platforms. In fact, I think all platforms are now monetized. Facebook is monetized, YouTube is monetized, Instagram is monetized, TikTok, X, they are monetized, right? So you can start earning. So you should sell. Then after you've sold, you should grow. So growth. So when you start selling, when you start doing something and you see that, oh, people are finding you valuable, then don't just stay at that level. It's time to shift. it's time to grow, it's time to level up, it's time to do more. Then it's time to stretch, expand, build a structure, build a system, build a business idea, develop something. So I've just given you like a funnel to starting online and growing online. So the first thing I said, you should learn first, start, sell, grow, keep growing, expand what you're doing, right? I think that answers the question, right?
Yes. So wow, I'm amazed. That's a step-by-step framework you just mentioned, and it's something that you don't pay small money to get that thing. You just said they might take it as it's just a light information that came, but when I was trying to figure these things out, it didn't come easy. So to those that are going to really use it, good luck to them. To those that will joke with it, they will have to wait some extra 5 years to get this information themselves. So that's our lives. And if I should just chip in something, when we were mentioning those that want to sell, have the knowledge of how to print newspaper, it brought my attention to figuring out something for those that think that for those that would say they don't have a knowledge, or those that think they have knowledge but it's really irrelevant. I created something, I call it CASH test. It starts with, it's an acronym actually, KASH. So the K was for knowledge, so you have to decide the knowledge you have. The A is attention. Are people still listening to it? Does it still have attention online? Because when you talk about monetizing your knowledge, you should come online, because of course you can do it offline, but online gives you the leverage to reach a lot of people, like to get to more people. It could be 3x more people that you get to physically. Yeah. So so is there anybody still listening to that, or still anybody that wants to still learn that? That's for the attention. Why the S is solution. Can you give her the solution when the demand comes? Are you really available to can you attend to 1,000 people if they line up and say yes, we want your solution? Are you able to how would I put it? Are you able to deliver? Then the H stands for history. Do you have a past history? Have you been able to help anyone using this knowledge that you think you said you have? Have you been able to help anyone, or have you helped yourself? Have that knowledge been able to help you? So that was the thing I figured out. It's really helped me. So it's what I really give out to people if they ask me, sir, this is what I have, this is what I know. Can I make money from? So I just give them that simple test. Just go do the research yourself and know if what you really have knowledge, or you have crude oil that need to be refined. So that was really great. I really love that. So I would say, you have been, for me, I've just been, just, it's not, let's say, approximately 3 years. I don't think, I'm counting both the time of research, time of learning and failures, everything. So I would say I really learned a lot. Even recently, I've learned a lot, and I would say if I want to start again, there are things that I wouldn't do. There are things that I will focus more on. All right. So this will bring us to the last question before you say anything else you would like to add. If you are to start all over again, what would you rather do, and what would you not do, and why? That should be the last question before we round it up. So please, ma, you can have the floor now.
All right. So this particular question, I know everyone's expecting me to say something like, "Oh, I had these mistakes, I did this and I did that, and I wish I did this." But funnily enough, for this particular question, I would actually say that I don't think there is so many, like there are so many things, or there is so much that I wish I did earlier, because I actually did a lot earlier. That's just the truth. I grew. I started out early. I grew early. I grew right. I learned right. I did things when I had to do them because I had this passion and fire, right? So I had this passion and fire. So when I like looking back, is it writing my book when I was supposed to write it, start selling, attending trainings, going for conferences? I really did everything in line, right? I did everything in line. So if I were to start from scratch, I think I would just double down on what I already did. Because looking back at my journey and my history, I can see that I actually followed due process. I walked through it. Was it mentorship? I took mentorship. Was it trainings? I took trainings. Was it attending conferences? I attended. Was it what did I actually I would just say my journey is a beautiful one. My journey is a beautiful one. So it wasn't like a process that would say I regret this, I regret that. I had a beautiful journey, and I was always implementing. I was always doing something. I was always doing it early enough. So I think I would rather give an advice to people. I think that's what I should do. Give an advice to people who would. So if you were you that is starting from scratch, if you were going to be starting from scratch, what would you do differently? I think from experiences that I've seen other people have, like from stories I've heard, observations and what I've watched, I would rather drop an advice for people. And one of the advice is do things even when you don't feel ready. Yes. Start out even when you don't feel ready, because over preparation kills the passion, right? I think there's a popular quote I heard today. It says there is paralysis in over analysis. That is, if you are over analyzing things, over preparing, trying to get it right, trying to be so perfect before you go, you paralyze the entire situation. You're not moving, you're stagnant. So over preparation most likely kills passion. So before you finally finish getting everything ready, your passion has died. Like you're no longer feeling the fire or the energy. You're like, the next thing you get to see is procrastination. So when you over prepare, you kill your passion, and then when the passion is not there, you procrastinate, and then maybe you'll never get to implement that idea again. So if you're starting from scratch, do things even when you don't feel ready. Just put things out there. Just put it out there. Put it out there. When you put it out there, you find out that when you, it's either you're going to get a negative or a positive response. So the response you get would then reflect on, it's more like it will give you a direction on what you should do next. So if you're doubting, will people love this? Will people not love it? When you put it out there, you would know. You can't know what's in the mind of people. So do it. Whatever it is you want to do, do it. You want to start up a brand, do it. You want to start up a business, get it out there. Just put it out there. Start. Get into it. And something else is learn to implement the knowledge you receive. So there is this thing of, there's this initial, I think I want to call it initial rush, right? So there's this initial rush that has to do with when people are starting out online. They want to get every training, they want to attend every class, they want to read every book, they want to attend every conference, they want to pay for every single thing. And most times people get to pay for things they don't need just to claim that they paid for a particular training that worth so and so naira. Like that ego of coming out to say, I just bought another training that cost me money, something like that. There's just that thing people do, that initial rush and that feeling, oh, I just paid 50,000 naira to learn so and so, and your people in your comment section are telling you, wow, congratulations, ah, I love your passion, that shows how focused you are. Now, so when you're done, do you implement the things you learn? If you're buying 5 courses, 5 trainings, and 5 books in 1 month, when you're done, how do you implement every single thing you've learned? Many times you end up not implementing anything, or maybe you implement 1 or 2 out of the entire things you've put out there. So sometimes it's not like the resources you have, you just distribute it to coaches. You get this, get that. You're just getting in a lot of things, right? Just getting a whole lot of things. I can say that when I started out, I can say that I was also so excited. I had this hunger and thirst for knowledge. I wanted to learn and attend and do this and do that. But I was also wise enough to caution myself early. That's why I would say there's nothing I can actually say I would have done better or something like that. Because these are like, most times these are like natural experiences you would have. So I was, did I say I cautioned myself early enough to know that I had to implement. I've always been someone who loves to implement knowledge. That's like one of my success secrets. I can tell anyone for free. The knowledge that I have are not the things that make me successful. They're not the things that brought me to the top. They're not the things that brought me to the place where I am. Action that I took. So I cherish action over knowledge, because when you have the knowledge and you're not applying it, you obviously, like, that is, it just fades. It just phases off because you're not like a knowledge that is not put in motion. So it's when you've applied force, when you've done something, when you've taken a step, that's when it's now worth it, right? So knowledge is not for dormancy. It's not just there to stay. It's there for to be applied on. It's there to be used, to be applied. That's how you get. That's how you grow. That's how you get wise. That's how you get wisdom, when you take action. So don't go about getting every. I'm not saying you shouldn't get courses. So I'm not saying you shouldn't pay for trainings and all that. You do that, but caution yourself not to buy anything you see that seems flashy. Any course that says certificates, certification, you're going to get lifetime mentorship. You're going to get 2 certificates for free. You're going to learn how to make so amount of money in overnight, 1 month, 1 week. You're just rushing, getting things you don't even need, and you will never even need, because you will never even get to go back to them. So many times there are many things that are learned by observation. There are many things learned by observation. So just say a training, you're not even sure if you're going that direction, you just want to go and buy it. That's just the thing. So many times you're getting things. Okay, let's say you got a course on leadership. Just went to pay 100,000 naira for a course on leadership, right? A course on business and leadership, and then you find out that you can stay 1, 2, 3 years and you never went through that course. Even if you went through it, you never implemented anything, you can't even remember anything from that particular course. You didn't
And you
even need
didn't
it at that
need it.
time. You didn't need it at that time. So it's not like, okay, I think I said something like you never even need. You actually need like a whole lot of knowledge. No knowledge is a waste. But there are certain knowledge you don't need at a particular level. And when you choke yourself with too much knowledge, you won't be able to take action because you have many things running through your mind, many strategies, many ideas, and then you stay paralyzed, you stay stagnant, and you never get to move on to the next level. So I believe I've been able to do justice to that question, over justice to that question.
Of course, of course. I should pinpoint what you said. You mentioned three things and you spoke about, I don't know why this thing is echoing back to me. Okay, you spoke about three things. You talked about clarity. So you, before you started, you got everything. It wasn't perfection. You were not perfect, but like you got clarity. You didn't just jump into it and say let's start without getting things clearly. So that was the first thing I got from what you said. Then you spoke about paralysis analysis. So and I could recall that's one of the problems I had then. That's one of the things I said. If I want to start again, if I'm to start again, I'm going to dodge that aspect, analysis, paralysis, and then chasing the wins. That's how I have to jot it down. That's running after trends, not really focus on. So I think the third one, chasing when people just buy courses they don't even need at the moment and stuff like that, just to show that they are part of it. I think it comes from when they are not clear on the path to really follow. They don't have the clarity yet. They just want to follow everything. I remember people will just talk about affiliate marketing, and I'll be like, okay, so affiliate marketing is the new oil now, so we should all go into it. Then we come back, service will come, freelancing will come, and these people will just start running after them. So I think that's one of the major problems that people have, and you really dealt greatly with this topic, this subject, and um, I'm quite amazed, and it's awesome too that we are hearing this from you. I mean, I would say social media is one of the most, would I say, deceitful thing. That's in quotes, please permit me to use that word. I mean, there are some things that you hear or you see people type, but you have not really gotten close to them, like to talk with them, gotten in contact with them. So you have to interpret it the way your brain gives you the permission to interpret, or the level to interpret. All right. So hearing this from you is great that we are not only on this journey alone. Like there are people that have gone ahead in this thing. So it's quite amazing, and I really appreciate you for that. So I would say, for time's sake, it's already very, 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 very late. I just saw the time and I was shocked. So it's so bad to keep someone at this time for an interview like this. So we apologize for the time also, and I believe you have said everything you would have to say or you would need to say, and we are really grateful for that. We are grateful to have you around. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you for sharing the path you took that brought you this I should say greatness. And I know there are more to this, because I would say this is just the starting point, and we pray that God will take you higher. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for sparing out the time to really, because I would say this is education. You just educated us. I have to learn to. I wrote some things down, and they are really, really helpful. It's just so fantastic getting to hear from people that are ahead. That there's nothing you can't compare that is incomparable, right? So thank you so much. We are really grateful. So I don't know if you would have anything to say, judging from the time that it's quite late. It's very late, not quite. It's very late. I don't know if you would have anything to say. Would you please?
All right. Thank you so much for hosting. Thank you for sending an invitation. I'm honored. Thank you for hosting. I think this is like the first invitation I'm taking this year. Really, this is the first invitation I'm accepting to do this year. I am truly, truly grateful, Mr. Goodluck. And yeah, I think I've said quite a lot. I have said something really valuable that anyone listening to this can pick up something they would love to implement and see results for themselves. So I think I would end with one of the things I love to say, like a favorite quote of mine is dare to do things differently. Always dare to be different. I know you're coming online, you have coaches, you have mentors, you have role models, you have people you want to model, you want to be like them and all of that. But then you should dare to do things differently because you're a unique person and you have knowledge as well. You have wisdom, you have a brain. Everybody has a brain and we can all use it. We can all maximize our brains, right? Our brain is there to function. So in as much as you come online and you're learning from people, always dare to do your own thing. Like always dare to do things uniquely, do it differently, do it extraordinarily, do it distinctively, right? And yeah, and whatever it is you do, know for sure that you do not sow on empty ground, right? You're not sowing on an empty ground. Whatever it is you sow into the digital space, it will bear returns. It's gonna bear good fruits. It's gonna bear harvest. So there's a harvest as you're sowing. Just be rest assured that it's going to pay. So there are times when it looks like, oh, you've been at it, you've been consistent, you're sowing, it's been months. Just relax, right? Because it's definitely going to pay. There's nothing you give your best at that won't give you returns. So you're definitely going to get good returns on what is you're doing, whatever it is you're doing, as long as you're giving it your best. So stay at it. We were once there, we went through the process. So they're not like there's no process jump or jumping of classes, no shortcuts. Just stay at it and just make sure you're doing the right thing, and you're definitely, most definitely going to get good harvest. You're going to get good results. Those results you're seeking for, they are coming real soon. God bless you. Thank you so much for hosting. Thank you for listening to this voice. I am grateful.
Really great to hear from you and to have you. Like you said, on my part, I'm really grateful. So thank you so much for bearing with us. Thank you so much for honoring this invitation. We are really grateful, and we look forward to having some more time with you. Not really on streams. I mean, like business wise. So thank you for joining. This is what I help people do online. So if you would want to make money online using what you have in your head, using your knowledge, then this is the right time to start. You've learned everything that she used to monetize her knowledge online. You have gotten every single thing that she had to do. You've heard from her directly what you should do. So I believe this is the right time to start. When you get a new knowledge, dissect it, put it in your head, and start immediately. Start. Don't overthink it. Don't wait to become perfect before you start out. So click the like button if you learn something. If you think there's someone out there that need to hear this, share this to them, and then subscribe to this channel, because that's the only way we keep creating content that's going to benefit you. If you want to learn more on how you can get started, click on the link in the description to get my free ebook, The Smart Earners Guide. It's going to show you how you can monetize your knowledge, the process to go about it, 20 knowledge you can monetize, the reasons why you should monetize your knowledge, and every single thing that you need to kickstart this journey. All right. So thank you for staying true to this time. Thank you for staying true to this time. I'm good luck Egophobia, and I'll see you in our next video. Thank you for listening. Bye.